Hi, hello, and thank you for joining me on my reselling channel, Flippin Hippos. I'm Star. Today is Monday, and that means it's time for What Sold on All the Things. This is Monday Highlight Reels. We're going to look at the highlight of my sales from February 13th through the 18th. And some items are there just for a teachable moment, and some are there because they're an exciting sale. We are volume sellers, and we sell a lot of the same brands and very similar types of jewelry and plush in the bread and butter price range over and over and over again. That is the nature of a volume-based business. So rather than showing you all the same stuff every week and boring everybody, what I do is just pull the highlights, and then you can just assume the rest. On eBay last week, we sold a ton of remotes and plush and clothing and jewelry that falls into that category. But I did have one item that was pretty cool that I pulled to show you. A Build-A-Bear soccer uniform. This had the shorts, the shirt, the soccer ball, and the shoes. And they also paid $6.50 shipping. So we're looking at $24 for an outfit with shoes and a ball. When I tell you that Build-A-Bear clothing sells for good money, I mean that. And I really wish people would get educated on that. Just because it's just Build-A-Bear clothing doesn't mean you have to price it for $5. You can get good money for the clothing. In some instances, you can get more money for the clothes than the animals. So I always advise people, and if you're a longtime viewer, you've heard me say this before, always strip the Build-A-Bear. Unless it's a specific themed bear, like say Iron Man or Belle from Beauty and the Beast. If it's just a regular rabbit, dog, bear, strip it, sell the clothes separate, sell the animals separate. You'll make more money that way. This Gans, my first Valentine heart teddy, only sold for $10, but I wanted to show this to you because of his eyes. So if you ever see these stuffed animals with the soft sewn eyes that aren't like the hard, normally stuffed animals have those hard eyes. This means it's baby and infant safe, and it's meant for babies and infants because there's no choking hazards, and the eyes are soft and sewn in for that reason. And this sold after Valentine's Day, which was weird. But even on Poshmark, it was an $8 profit for something I paid 50 cents for. So I'm still good with the $10 sale. Levi's 2 Super Low. So the Levi's 2 Super Low comes in 524, and there's one that's in the 700s numbers. Both are good. The 2 Super Low Levi's are great. I usually get around $35 on eBay, but I also charge shipping over there. Over here, I don't. Poshmark charges it. So I got $29, and then if you add in the shipping, it's still around $35. It's comparable. But look for these Levi's 2 Super Low. These do really well. And you can see these are a size 1, which a lot of people say is a hard size to move. Yes, the bigger the size, plus sizes they sell faster. They're easier to move. They sell for more money. But I also find that on the other side of that spectrum, the really tiny sizes, for me anyway, sell just as easily as the plus size. The women who are very small probably have just as hard a time finding clothes as plus size. That's my favorite. This amethyst chipstone chunky nugget gemstone cluster bracelet sold for $19. And overalls. I love overalls. Can we just take a minute to talk about denim? You've probably heard me say this before, but it bears repeating. Denim shorts, especially booty and cutoff, denim overalls, and denim jackets are in a whole different world than jeans. Wallflower jeans, this brand of jeans, you probably couldn't sell for free. You couldn't give them away. But these are retro denim bib overalls, right? $22. So keep that in mind when you're out at the thrift stores and you're looking around. When you find the booty shorts, the denim shorts, jackets, overalls, The brand doesn't matter anymore. You can literally get the worst brand and it's overalls and you'll sell them for over $20. Same with the jackets and shorts. So keep that in mind. And on the overalls, if I have room, I like to put 90s, 80s fashion, retro. I guess this is coming back. I sell clothing for a living, but I don't really keep up with the trends, which is one of those do as I say, not as I do. You should really keep up with the trends. But because of the way I source, big lots, wholesale, I just sell what I get, and I have something for everybody. I have Y2K, I have trending, I have stuff your grandma would wear, I have stuff a nerd like me would wear. But if you don't want to have everything like that and you just want what's trending, then yes, keep up with it. I don't care to. Mostly because of the way I source. A pendant shaped like the letter C. A lot of times these pendants that are shaped like letters are going to take a little bit longer to sell than other pendants because you're waiting for someone named Cheryl or Christina or whoever to want this pendant, or someone who knows someone named someone with a C or their last name or whatever, but you're waiting for the right person. But they still sell for pretty good money. And then this frog is a vintage Rainbow Creation frog. So his brand is Rainbow Creations. So don't get confused with Kermit the Frog, who had his Rainbow Connection song. This is just a generic frog by Rainbow Creations from 1986. He did sell with a coupon. I do have coupons set up on Etsy to send out offers to folks who have looked at my items, liked them, or put them in their cart. You know what? If that's something you want to learn how to do, let me know. We can do that on a tutorial Tuesday. So if you would like to see how to set up all the different coupons and sales and discounts on Etsy, let your girl know. I'll make the video. But he's so cute. Okay, and here's the best part. I've already gotten a message from the buyer who said that this frog has really good memories from his childhood, and he lost his original one, and he has been looking for a replacement like most of his adult life. And someone in his family saw this on my Etsy store and led him to it. And that he is so overjoyed to have this frog back in his life that's connected to all these really good memories from his childhood. And I love messages like that. I know most of you do too as well. It's a good feeling, but it also proves a point that I wanted to make very specifically. When you sell vintage items, you're selling the nostalgia, you're selling the memories, and people will pay a lot of money for that nostalgia because we all kind of want to hold on to the memories. A lot of us that are Gen X, we're mourning for the 80s and 90s. It's like a time that we can never get back. But when we can find something that reminds us of that time, it's worth every penny. And then, oh my gosh, we see pendants and we see animals. We see animals and pendants like in every video. People love pendants. You do not have to have a necklace. You can just have the pendant, no chain, and sell it for just as much money, more in some instances. And for some reason, folks really love animal jewelry. And, you know, even going back to plush, I've always done really well with owl plushies. And then when I started getting into jewelry, I've had pendants and earrings, all kinds of cute owl things. And they sell really well too. I think there's like a whole club of people out there that love owls. Well, if you have any questions, comments, concerns about anything you saw in this video, reselling in general, let me know and I'll answer everybody. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up and subscribe because it helps me feed my hungry hippos. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye.